Hi, it's Linda from Homestead by the Lake. So today we are going to be on our final stretch of 2024 pear batch. And my tree's empty, finally. I have a half a table full over there of the pears. And I will weigh the last batch. Let's see, so far we have processed 92 pounds of pears. All right, so today I'm going to do a cinnamon pear jam out of this book. And then I'm also going to do a pear jelly, also out of this book. And I'm gonna do that using I'm gonna make a pear juice that I'm going to make into a pear jelly. So we're gonna use the scraps from the pears to make a pear juice and then make that into pear jelly. How fun is that gonna be? I've never done that. And then I am going to get out the crock pot and do one more batch of the pear preserves, and this time I'm going to do that in the crock pot rather than on the stove. That way that can be cooking while I'm doing the other things. Ready to get started? All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is get the pears in the crock pot because that can be cooking while I'm doing the other things. So I've just measured 8 pounds of pears. And what I need is 8 cups of pears cut up. So we'll see how many we get. All right, I did not use the full 8 pounds. I have 4 pears left, which is probably 3.5 pounds. And I cut up 8 cups of pears, and that goes in my crock pot. I am going to do a single batch. You know what, now that I'm looking at this, I think I might do a double batch. All right, let me do another 8 cups of pears and we'll be back. I ended up deciding to double my batch. That's going in my crock pot. So the recipe calls for 8 cups of pears. So for 16 cups of pears, I used 12 pounds of pears. And that's perfect. It fills my crock pot right up. That's what I wanted. And then I have saved my cores, and I cut the tops and the bottoms off of them, and we're going to make a pear juice using the cores. That will be next. So to our recipe, 8 cups calls for 2 cups of sugar. But the last time I made this, where's my cup? It was too sweet. It really was just too sweet. So I'm going to reduce that. Instead of 2 cups of sugar to 8 cups of pears, I'm just gonna do 1 and maybe 1/4. All right, there's 1. And I am using cane sugar for this. You can use regular sugar. You can probably even add some brown sugar if you wanted. So there's 2 cups. And then I'm gonna do a half. Because I am double batching this. And a half. There we go. Now on top of that, we're going to put some lemon juice on it. So hang on. I'm going to put it on low. And it's just going to cook. It will probably cook overnight, and I won't be able to finish this until tomorrow. I'm gonna add 4 teaspoons of lemon juice. And in this recipe, because I'm going to water can it, I'm gonna preserve it, you wanna use the liquid juice, not fresh lemons. All right, I'm gonna plug this in, put it on low, and let it cook, and we'll be back. All right, now we are on to making our cinnamon pear jam. And this is out of the Ball Home Preserves book. So what you need is you need 4 cups of ripe pears. So I did 4 pounds. We'll see how many that gives us. 1/3 cup of lemon juice, 7½ cups of sugar, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1 pouch of the liquid pectin. So I am going to cut up 4 cups of pears and we'll be back. All right, we have cut up our 4 cups of pears, and I ended up using about 4 pounds of pears for that. And to that, we want to add 1/3 cup of lemon juice. And then we want to add 7½ cups of sugar. And at this time we want to add our cinnamon, and our cinnamon is 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. If you don't like cinnamon, I'm sure you can leave this out. Now we're going to put this on about very close to high heat, and we're going to let that start to boil, and we'll be back. Now that that's starting to dissolve the sugar, I'm going to turn it up a little bit higher. I want to give the pears time to soften because some of them were a little hard. And then we'll process our pear jam. Now we're waiting for it to come up to a full rolling boil. And once you have to stir it constantly, and once that happens, then we'll add the liquid pectin. We have reached our full boil. So now we're going to add a pouch of liquid pectin. All right, that is all done. We're going to start filling our jars. Wait till you see this. It smells wonderful. Ooh, careful. Smidgen more to each one. Bring you closer so you can see. Look at how beautiful that is. Nice color. This is my last jar, so I ended up getting 6 8-ounce jelly jars. And we are going to turn up our water bath canner. They are going to water bath can for, I think it is 10 minutes. Let me double check. Yes, 10 minutes. So I have some left, not enough for one jar. And don't do what I did and lose a whole jar on your counter. Want to see what I did? A whole jar right on the counter. Be careful not to spill. Okay, so while that's cooking, I am going to clean up the kitchen because I'm going to need all those utensils to do some more things. But look at this pear jam. Isn't that beautiful? This one was what was left over, so I'm going to put this in the fridge and we're going to enjoy it. Oh, that is so good. Look at how pretty that is. I hope you make your own cinnamon pear jam. We are going to start to make our pear jelly using our cores of our pears that we just processed making pear jam. So all the cores that I have, I'm going to pour in my pot, and I am going to add 4 cups of water. And I'm using spring water. I think you should use a filtered water that doesn't have chlorine or anything in it. And we're gonna let this simmer about 15 minutes or so. And this is going to make a nice pear juice. And we'll be back. Okay, so sorry, in the background, I am finishing up 8 pints of just some sliced pears in some water with a little bit of lemon in it. So that's finishing up, and my pear juice from my cores looks about ready. So now what I'm going to do is remove these cores. And then I'm going to strain our juice. Can I tell you how hot the kitchen is? Oh, I'm dying here, dying. So the cinnamon pear jam, I taste, came out so good. So good, I'm so happy with that. That will be one that I regularly make every year for sure, because that was so delicious. Okay, we get rid of all of our pear cores. And now I need 4 cups of juice. So we're gonna skim it. I need Are we going to have enough? We need 4 cups. Let's see. Oh, we only have 2 cups. All right, I am not adding water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pear jelly kind of on a hold. And I have more pears to get done, so I'll have more cores. And I need to make another 2 cups for the pear jelly. So we will get to that. We're just a little delayed, and that's quite all right. So I just finished the 8 pints, and I think what I'll do next is, I think I'm going to do another pear jam since that was so good. Do I need to leave the cinnamon out this time and do just pear jam with no cinnamon? I might do that. Oh, you know what I might do? What if I do pear jam and add a little bit of vanilla? Let's do vanilla pear jam. All right, we'll do that next. Now we are making a vanilla pear jam, leaving the cinnamon out this time. All right, now we are on to making our pear jelly from the cores of our pears. So I have 4 cups of pear juice, and it's been strained, and that goes in your pot. And to that we need a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, and we need 1 package of pectin. And I'm just going to stir that together. All right, we're gonna bring that to a boil, and then as soon as it comes to a boil, we're going to add 5 cups of sugar. And I'm gonna get that ready so I can just pour that in. Oops. And when we add our sugar, that's when we're gonna add a little bit of vanilla too. So we'll be back when we come to a boil. Our pear juice has come to a boil. So now we are going to add our 5 cups of sugar, and make sure that you keep stirring it. And now I'm going to add just a little bit of vanilla extract. Just a smidgen. It's probably a teaspoon. And now we are just going to keep stirring. And what we need now is for it to come back up to a rolling boil. And once it comes up to a rolling boil, then we will set our timer for 1 minute. We'll be back. Our timer is up and our pear jelly is done. Oh, look at how nice that is. This came out very good. I can't wait to taste this. And it was so easy, just using your pear cores. Oh, that one needs a little bit more. Now this will go in the water bath canner, and we will water bath can it for 10 minutes. Look at that. And we'll come back when we're all done. Recap of our day. We did pear jelly with vanilla using our pear cores. We did some sliced pear pints in just water and lemon. We did 7 half pints of vanilla pear jam. And we did 6 half pints of cinnamon pear jam. And then over in the crock pot, we have a second batch of the old-fashioned pear preserves. And this time I added vanilla and cinnamon. So we'll have old-fashioned pear preserves with vanilla and cinnamon too. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you make some of these recipes.